how to manage time for everything. That's the great question, because that's what we're all trying to do, isn't it? We want time for work, time for family, time for health, time for learning, time for rest. And sometimes we want time just to breathe. But let me give you something right up front. You don't get more time. You only get better at using the time. You see the wealthy, the successful, the fulfilled. They don't have 30 hours in a day. They have 24, same as you. The difference is they run the day. They don't let the day run. Them time is life. If you waste your time, you waste your life. If you master your time, you master your life. The clock is always ticking. It doesn't pause for your excuses. It doesn't wait for your motivation. It just moves. Days are expensive. When you spend a day, you have one less day to spend. And that's why learning how to manage your time for everything isn't just important, it's essential. Because here's the truth. Most people don't need more time. They need more discipline. They need more focus. They need better choices. Managing time for everything begins with a decision. The decision to take control, the decision to be intentional, the decision to stop letting life just happen and to start directing it. So in this message, we're going to go deep. We'll talk about the value of your time, how to set real priorities, how to build a plan that works, how to stay disciplined, and finally, how to master time and balance your life. Because once you learn how to manage time for everything in your life, it will never be the same. You want to manage time for everything. Then first, you must understand what time really is. Because most people don't. They think time is just hours on a clock, they think. Time is something you check on your watch or your phone, but that's not it. Time is life. Time is more valuable than money. You can always get more money, but you cannot get more time. That's where it starts. You can go out tomorrow and make another $1. You can work a little harder and earn a little extra, but you can't manufacture more time once a day. It's gone. It's gone once an hour passes. You don't get it back. No refund, no rewind, no replay. You see, life is like a bank. Every morning, life deposits $86,400. Seconds into your account, you can spend them however you choose. But at the end of the day, they're gone, used, or wasted. Now, here's the part that most people miss. They spend their time like it's unlimited. They waste hours. They kill time. They say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get serious next week. I'll start once I feel ready. But the clock doesn't wait for your feelings. The clock doesn't care about your mood. The clock is always moving forward. Don't waste your time, or time will waste you. You want to manage time for everything. Then you must feel the weight of every moment. You must treat time like the treasure it is. Because once it's spent, you can't earn it back. Let me ask you, how many hours have you already given away to things that didn't matter? How many mornings did you sleep through that could have been invested? How many evenings were lost? Scrolling, watching, and wandering. That's not judgment, my friend. That's reflection. Because reflection is where change begins. We must all suffer one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of regret often comes from wasted time, from days not fully lived, from opportunities missed because we didn't manage the time we were given. But the pain of discipline, that one is different. It's the price you pay to use your time well, to invest hours into learning, to invest minutes into preparation, to invest seconds into intentional action. Now, let me share with you a simple truth. Time doesn't multiply. Effort multiplies. When you manage your time properly, you multiply your results. Because 1 hour of focused, disciplined work is worth more than 10 hours of distracted motion. That's why I say don't mistake movement for achievement. You can be busy all day and accomplish nothing. You can rush through your schedule and still fall behind. It's not how busy you are, it's how effective you are with the time you have. Now, some people say, but Jim, I don't have enough time. And I say, you do, you have all the time there is. You just may not be using it properly. You see, it's not about finding more time. It's about taking control of the time you already have. Eliminate what doesn't matter. Focus on what moves you forward. Master your minutes, master your hours. Because days are expensive. When you spend a day, you have one less day to spend. So make sure you spend each one wisely. Prosrel. Ember, let me give you a visual. Imagine carrying a bucket every day. You start with 24 golden coins. Every action costs a coin. Every hour demands you spend one. The only question is what? Are you buying with your coins? Are you buying knowledge? Are you buying health? Are you buying progress? Or are you buying distractions, entertainment, and wasted potential? Managing time for everything begins with valuing every coin, valuing every moment, valuing your life. Because if you don't value your time, the world will spend it for you. Now, that you see the true value of time next, we'll go one step deeper, learning how to set priorities, how to know what truly matters. Don't major in minor things, because once you know what's important, managing your time becomes much, much easier. Now that you understand the value of time, the next great question becomes, what should you spend your time on? Because you see, my friend, it's not that we don't have enough time. It's that we spend too much of it on things that don't matter. Most people live in constant activity, busy moving, occupied. But here's the danger. Don't confuse movement with achievement. You can wake up early, stay up late, run around all day, and still accomplish nothing meaningful. Why? Because you're majoring in minor things. You're busy, but busy doing what? That's why priorities are the secret. Priorities help you separate what's urgent from what's important. They help you distinguish noise from progress. They help you identify which seeds will bear fruit and which seeds are just weeds. Learn to separate the majors from the minors. Now, listen carefully. The world will always offer you distractions. The phone rings, the inbox fills, the television blar, the invitations come, the demands pile up. Everyone wants your time. Everyone wants your attention. If you don't decide your priorities, the world will decide them for you. Here's a simple rule I've lived by: major in the majors. Spend your time on what matters most. Focus your energy where the return is the highest. Let me give you a list of majors: your health, your mind, your family, your business or work, your personal growth, your financial security, your spiritual well-being. When you give these your best time, your prime hours, you begin to build a strong, meaningful, lasting life. But most people don't live this way. They major in television. They major in gossip. They major in scrolling. They major in complaining. And then they wonder, where did my time go? The great key to managing time for everything is not doing everything. It's doing the right things, the vital few, not the trivial many. Let me teach you something called the Pareto principle, the 8,020 rule. It says 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. In other words, most of what you do isn't producing much small handful of activities create the majority of your success. For example, 20% of your customers may create 80% of your revenue, 20% of your habits may produce 80% of your health. 20% of your relationships may give you 80% of your happiness. Your job is simple. Identify that 20%, then give it your best. Time, your prime time, your freshest energy. But here's where most people fail. They spend their best energy on the trivial 80%. They wake up and check emails. They react to the demands of others. They fill their schedules with busyness instead of productivity. Don't start your day until you have it finished on paper. When you plan your day around your true priorities, you gain clarity, you avoid wasting energy, you move toward real achievement. Now let me ask you, what's most important to you? What are the top 3 areas that deserve your highest attention? Where should your first hours of the day be invested? If you don't answer these questions, the world will, and you won't like their answers. You see, my friend, time is too precious to spend on low return activities. If you major in minors, your life will reflect minor results. If you major in majors, your life will reflect major results. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. This is the great secret of time management. It's not about doing more. It's about doing less, but doing it better quality over quantity, depth over width, focus over frenzy. Next, we will build on this foundation. We will learn how to create a daily plan, a plan that ensures your priorities get done, because priorities without a plan are just wishes. You've now learned the value of time. You've learned the power of priorities. But here comes the part where most people stumble the plan, because here's the truth: without a plan, you drift with. A plan you drive, life is full of drift. People wake up and the day tells them for what to do. They answer emails, they reply to messages, they run to meetings, they handle emergencies, and at the end of the day they're exhausted, but they've accomplished little. Don't start the day until you have it finished. That means you need to build your schedule. Before the day begins, a written plan, a schedule on paper, a clear, intentional map. Because when you wake up without a plan, the world will assign you one. Now, let me share something simple but powerful. The schedule is your weapon. It guards your time. It protects your priorities. It ensures you major in the majors. Why do you need a schedule? Because left to chance, you'll always do what's easy. You'll always pick comfort over growth. You'll always react. Instead of act, a schedule gives you structure. Structure gives you focus. Focus gives you results. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they lack structure. They know what they should do. They know what matters. But without a schedule, good intentions fall apart. Discipline weighs. Ounces regret weighs. Tons. Now, here's something I teach my students. There are only 2 types of people: those who live by a schedule and those who live by emotions. When you live by emotions, you say, I don't feel like working today. I'm too tired to exercise. I'll start tomorrow. But when you live by a schedule, you say, it's on the plan. Let's go. I committed to this today. Is preparation for tomorrow. With a schedule removes decision fatigue. It tells you when to work, when to rest, when to read, when to exercise, when to reflect. Every hour assigned, every block of time accounted for. Let's get practical now. How do you build your schedule? 1, start with your priorities. We covered this earlier list. Your top 3 to 5 priorities. These are your majors: health, wealth, relationships, growth, purpose. Everything else is secondary. To assign your prime hours. When should you start the day? As early as possible, your first hours are your most valuable. Your mind is fresh. Your energy is highest. Spend these hours on your most important tasks. Study. Work on your business. Exercise it. Build new skills. Guard these hours like gold. Now listen carefully. Don't schedule every minute. Life is not an emergency. Leave room for interruptions. Leave space for reflection. Leave time for unexpected opportunities. Rigidity leads to burnout. Margin leads to peace. 5, review daily. Every evening, review your schedule. What did I complete? What needs adjustment? What lessons did I learn today? This simple habit compounds over time. A life worth living is a life worth recording. And now let me share a secret with you. The schedule creates freedom. Most people think schedules are prisons. They say, I don't want to be controlled. But here's the truth. Discipline brings freedom. Freedom to succeed, freedom to grow, freedom to rest, knowing you've handled your responsibilities. Your schedule is your ally. It's your silent coach, your invisible mentor. It holds you accountable when emotions want to pull you away. Now, let's reflect for a moment. Imagine two people. One wakes up with no plan. The other wakes up with a clear schedule. Who achieves more after 1 year? Who grows more after 5 years? Who builds the life they want after 10 years? The answer is obvious. The schedule compounds success. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. We've talked about time. We've talked about priorities. We've talked about building your plan. But now we enter the battlefield, because once you have your plan, the real challenge begins. And the challenge is this: can you protect it? Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Every dream worth having will be tested not just by obstacles, not just by critics, but by distractions. Distractions are sneaky. They don't knock on the front door. They slip in through the cracks. They steal minutes, then hours, then days. You sit down to read and your phone buzzes. You plan to work on your business. And suddenly, social media calls you want to exercise, but the couch feels so comfortable. Here's the truth. Success requires discipline. And discipline means this: doing what we should do when you should do. Whether you feel like it or not, discipline is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. The more you neglect it, the weaker it becomes. You can train your body, you can train your mind, and yes, you can train your discipline. Now listen carefully. We must all suffer one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. You get to choose. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. Let's talk about how to build that discipline. Muscle one starts small. Discipline isn't built overnight. It's built through small daily victories. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Turn off notifications while working. Exercise for 20 minutes. Read 10 pages a day. Write down your plan each morning. Small victories create momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds discipline. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. 2, create boundaries. You must defend your time like a fortress. Turn off your phone during focus hours. Close your email while working. Block access to distracting websites. Limit meetings to what's truly necessary. Every distraction you eliminate gives you back precious minutes and minutes compound into progress. Guard your environment, because your environment either supports your discipline or sabotages it. 3, learn to say no. Now, this one is hard, but, well, hear me, my friend. Every time you say yes to something small, you may be saying no to something big. You must develop the courage to say no. I can't take that call right now. No, I can't attend that meeting. No, I'm focused on my priorities. You're not being rude. You're being responsible. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much forework in focus blocks, working full-time on your job and part-time on your fortune. When you work, work. When you rest, rest. When you're with family, be fully present. Multitasking is a myth. Scattered focus creates scattered results. Set blocks of time for deep work, 60 to 90 minutes of full focus, short break, repeat in those blocks. Eliminate every distraction. 5, control your emotions. Here's where many people fail. They let feelings control their actions. I don't feel like working. Today, I don't feel motivated. I'm tired. But discipline isn't about feelings. It's about commitments. The soil says, don't bring me your need. Bring me your seed. You plant the seed of action, even when you don't feel like it. And over time, the harvest comes. Remember the cost of distraction. Every time you give in to distraction, you delay your progress. You trade long-term gain for short-term comfort. You sacrifice your future for a moment of ease. But every time you resist distraction, you build strength, you build momentum, you move one step closer to your dream. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. Now listen, you don't need to be perfect. No one is. But you do need to be consistent. Miss one day, start again the next. Get distracted once, refocus and continue. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. Little progress each day adds up to big results. Let me remind you, discipline is your protection. It protects your schedule. It guards your time. It shields your dream, because life will always try to pull you off course. Discipline keeps you steady. You've learned to value your time. You've identified your priorities. You've created your plan. You've built. Discipline to protect it now comes mastery. Mastery is where everything changes, because now you don't just manage time. You multiply it time. Management is not a clock issue. It's a personal management issue. Most people, I think time is fixed, they say there aren't enough hours in the day. I wish I had more time. But you see, my friend, time is the great equalizer. We all get 24 hours, rich or poor, young or old, successful or struggling. The difference is not time. The difference is mastery. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Now let's slow down here. Let's reflect. Mastery means multiplying your time by improving how you use it. And there are 4 ways to multiply time. Let me walk to you through them. 1, leverage to use other people's time and skills. You see, you don't have to do everything yourself. That's the first breakthrough. Don't major in minor things. Hire, help, delegate tasks, automate routine, work free your time for what matters most, your highest value activities, thinking, creating, building relationships, strategic decisions. The more you leverage, the more you multiply your time. I call this working smarter. Many people stay busy. They confuse activity with Productivity, never mistake motion for action. A mastery means you focus on results. Two systems build routines that run automatically. You don't want to think about every little thing daily that drains energy, that invites procrastination. Instead, build systems, morning routines, weekly planning sessions, financial reviews, health habits when something becomes routine. It requires less thought, less decision, less friction, and that, my friend, saves time every single day. Success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. 3, focus. Do fewer things better. Now, this one may surprise you, but mastery isn't about doing more. It's about doing less better. The things that matter most must never be at the mercy of the things that matter least. Every yes is a no to something else. You focus on what truly matters, your purpose, your health, your key relationships, your growth. Cut out the noise, cut out the clutter, simplify. Mastery is simplicity. On the other side of complexity, for compounding, let time work for you now. Here's the most powerful multiplier of all: a consistency over time. Small, disciplined actions, repeated daily, produce massive results. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. 30 minutes of reading daily becomes a library of wisdom. Daily exercise becomes lifelong vitality, saving a little each month becomes financial freedom. Investing daily in your skills makes you irreplaceable. Time multiplies what you feed it. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. That's the secret of compounding. Most people ignore the small disciplines, and so they miss the big rewards. Mastery means you respect the small disciplines. Now let's address something important. Balance. Many people chase success and lose their health. They build wealth and lose their family. They gain position and lose peace of mind. That's not mastery, that's imbalance. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. A mastery means success in health, wealth, and relationships, productivity, and peace. You don't want to win in one area and fail in others. You want harmony. So how do you create balance? Schedule your personal time. First, protect your health. As fiercely as your business, make time for family, make time for reflection and renewal. Rest is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Balance isn't found. It's created deliberately. You create it with discipline, with planning, with boundaries. And once you taste balance, you never want to go back. Now listen, my friend. Mastery is a way of life. It's not about perfection. It's about awareness, about intentional living. Success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. You become a master of time by becoming a master of yourself. You respect time. You focus on priorities. You plan your days. You protect your schedule with discipline. You multiply your time with leverage systems, focus, and compounding. And you create balance for a full, rich life. In the end, success isn't complicated. It's simple. Disciplines practiced daily. The major key to your better future is you